Next, we're looking to have a community fundraiser. So we have these plastic boxes that someone donated from a World Wildlife Foundation fundraiser, and we're putting on that plaque that you see on TV, and we're asking businesses to either have that in their store or possibly give us a small grant from $50 to $1,000. And that's what we're looking at doing next. And one of the challenges about getting solar panels on schools is time. And because time is so constricted, basically, if I want to see them up by the time I graduate, you need to campaign on two fronts. You have to start your fundraising, but then you also have to work on approval, because you don't want to get $10,000 and then go, now I want solar panels. It's much more complicated than that, and it takes a lot more time. So we've already started meeting with the district, and even the CEO of Solar Electrical Systems, the superintendent, Mario Conatini, and we've spoken to them about it, and right now we're sort of hammering in the specifics. And as you move forward with approval and bring in as much people as possible, you get a lot of free stuff. Like already we're probably getting the roof perforations, which are the holes in the roof you need for free. We're getting possibly the solar panel inverter for a much lower price. So as you build your base of people larger and larger, you'll find that more people are willing to chip in the services they can and make sure your project is a success. And this is a Photoshop vision of, hopefully, in a year, what our school will look like. That's building 4. And that's about 10 solar panels, which would be a 3-kilowatt array. But with a mini power purchase agreement, we're looking at even expanding that further. And this is another vision. One of the complications that arose is Greg Johansson, who's the CEO of Solar Electrical Systems, said that the maximum angle is 8 degrees if you want to, have the most efficient solar panel. But 8 degrees, you can't see that from the ground. But we really believe that solar panels, they have such symbolism with it, and it's important. So right now we're currently trying to balance vision, seeing the panels, and then efficiency, which is making the most money for the school. And so then some of the next steps, we need to raise $10,000, which will basically cover the cost of the panels. We're already almost 20% there. And some other things we're looking at doing is finishing up the model so other schools have a much more clear guide. We're going to be at Arbor Day, Earth Day 2009. We're hoping to expand even more and become a nonprofit organization. So some ways you could help. You could email me at adam.rodanis@gmail.com, or if you'd like to donate, you could make your checks written out to WHS Earth Club. So I wanted to thank you guys for allowing me to speak today, and thank you very much. Are there any questions?
Does your plan also work for houses or special businesses?
Well, one of the reasons why we started the organization is because there are so many incentives already for houses and businesses. In taxes, for example, you could decrease the price of solar panels 4-fold. But for schools who don't pay taxes, we really are being left out of a lot of the benefits of solar power, and that's why you don't see many schools that have solar panels. So what we're looking to do is hold a community fundraising effort so that way we can hopefully make up for the benefits that are already given to houses and businesses.
So does the power that gets generated by the panels have to go through a processing plant outside of the school, or can it be directly done in the facility of the school?
It would be directly done at the school in a box that's about this big. And it's just converted from DC power to AC power, and it could be put right into the school, or if it's even generating too much power, it could be sold out to the community.
This isn't so much a question, but a comment. I just want to say thank you very much for doing this. This is a really big and ambitious project, and you're doing a real good thing for your community.
Thank you.
You should be proud.
Thanks. I saw you had a question over there.
There's a bunch of different types of solar panels, like amorphous and polycrystalline and stuff like that. Which one are you planning on using?
We are most likely using polycrystalline because they last the longest, and that's what Solar Electrical Systems has. But I know in the long-term future, those other, like thin film panels, they have plenty of promising technology. So maybe in the future, who knows, but right now, we're using silicon.
I just had one more question. So when the energy is generated, is it stored in capacitor banks, or is it like kept in batteries, or?
No, the energy is not stored at all. It either goes into the school, and then the school imports less from the utility, or it goes out and into the community. There's no storage of power. The utility grid takes care of it.
So would your plan include like how to get the energy out, or?
It's a pretty simple agreement, the same if you put solar panels on your house. If you put solar panels on your house, basically what happens is Southern California Edison here would adjust for that influx of power. So the utility takes care of it, and there might be a small fee associated with that, but luckily the school, we do not need to provide any batteries, and worst comes to worst, you just don't use the power.
Oh, thank you very much.
Well, thank you again for letting me speak.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
In this summer, you said the energy, if we have solar panels, the energy during the summer, it goes for the winter also, and for the seasons we have school? Or what were you saying about that? I didn't quite understand.
What I was saying about that is the solar panels generate all year. Even during clouds, sometimes they generate a little. But during the summer, when you're not using that much power because most of the school is off, it really gives the solar panels an opportunity to completely slash down the utility rates. And one of the great things about solar panels is they generate the most when there's peak hours. And you actually pay more for when you're using power at peak hours and when the sun is shining the most. So in the summer, it just has an incredible economic benefit as compared to the winter. Yep.
Well, thank you very much for coming. It was, oh, one more? Oh, sorry. Didn't see you.
Okay. You said you wanted to like expand all over the country, and there's some states like it's not the sun is not shining for like half the year. How would schools benefit from that?
Although in Southern California we're lucky to have the most sun and the most solar irradiance by far, but keep in mind that England currently has more solar power than we do. And one of the most successful student solar initiatives has been at Mayo High School in Minnesota, and the Minnesota Student Renewable Energy Project. And they've been able to raise almost $1 million for schools in their district. So solar panels and solar power can work up north.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else? All right, well, thank you very, very, very much for coming. That was really interesting.
Yes, thank you. That was very informative. I learned things that I never knew before, so thank you. I would now like to turn the meeting over to Vice